Political scientists called the meeting between Xi and Putin the visit of the suzerain to the vassal.
Визит в Москву?
A visit to Moscow is the acquisition of a vassal. In fact, Putin has entrenched himself in this status, not as a junior partner in relation to China, as it was before, but already as a younger brother. That is, China will not speak on behalf of Russia and threaten Russia in the international arena. The space for Russian external sovereignty remains smaller. In fact, now Russia will be considered as an appendage to China, and China will use this.
Russia, in fact, did not negotiate anything for itself, experts are sure. Neither arms supplies nor clear political support for the Federation in the war against Ukraine, nor even the construction of the new Power of Siberia 2 gas pipeline, which Putin called the deal of the century.
But Xi didn't give Putin an explicit agreement or even a nod to minimal progress on the bellwether Power of Siberia 2 gas pipeline, a crucial link as Moscow attempts to sell more gas to the east, while its export infrastructure largely faces west. Putin said after the talks that the new pipeline, which would run to China through Mongolia, was discussed and almost all parameters of the deal agreed, but the joint statements were far less explicit. From an article of Bloomberg.
Whereas the signed document on deepening cooperation between Russia and China consolidated the economic model, raw materials in exchange for goods with high added value, China is making the most of the sanctions difficulties faced by the aggressor state. With many Western companies leaving the Russian market, the vacant positions were immediately taken by Chinese ones.
Китай получил все, что хотел от этого визита.
China got everything it wanted from this visit, including Russia's connection to the Yuan zone, opportunities for joint work on Antarctica, and this is also a matter of dependence on raw materials. China gets unique access to Russia, but at the same time Russia did not receive anything.
It was important for Beijing to demonstrate its role as a peacemaker. In a joint statement following Xi's visit to Moscow, the United States and its allies are repeatedly identified as the main threats to peace and prosperity. But openly supporting Russia in its war with Ukraine is out of the question for China. Therefore, there is no talk of any military alliance.
The collapse of the Russian regime and the creation of a pro-Western government in Moscow would be a catastrophic scenario for China. At the same time, China also doesn't want the war to escalate into something much bigger than it's right now. Timur Umarov, fellow at the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace, in an interview with Deutsche Welle.
Analysts are sure that the only thing that Putin received was the personal support of the overlord, but not more.
Фактически, теперь
In fact, now Lukashenko can give lectures and trainings to Putin how to win the round for years under the pressure of his older brother. Now, as Putin was in relation to Lukashenko, Xi will be the same in relation to Putin.
China benefits from a weak but not fallen Putin regime. After all, this is a good option for China's economic expansion and, besides, for strengthening Beijing's political influence. Reported by Serhiy Kulas, Yulia Granovska, UATV News.